it's your good friend, well, Kelsey. It's Christmas holidays. I'm sure you can tell by the new stuff. So yeah. I've recently gotten into the whole Five Nights at Freddy's bandwagon, and I've even played Five Nights at Freddy's 2 with another person on their iPad. I know most of you were thinking the reactions on YouTube are over-exaggerated, and some of them are. But it's really not over-exaggerated if you play the game for the first time, and you have the sound on. No matter when you play it, that game is going to scare the crap out of you. And yes, this is another one of those theories videos. No, it's not a new-ish theory. It's probably a very common theory, and it is. I've seen many videos on it. And it's not gonna get into the whole Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Is that a prequel or a sequel thing? I'm gonna go with it's a sequel prequel. Like a sequel that explains the events that happened before the first thing came out, so it's gonna be a lot like Taken and Taken 2. Anyway, my theory for Five Nights at Freddy's is the fact that all the children that are missing, they're dead. It's obvious. The creator of the game even says that there's more that's going on. And you have to piece it together. And it's not that hard to piece it together if you are capable of piecing it together. Yes. I kind of did some people's intelligence for 5 minutes. Okay. Basically, the whole story is you are a security guard at Five Nights at Freddy's. Well, not Five Nights at Freddy's, that's the name of the game, but at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. And your job is basically keep an eye on the animatronics. Not really keep anyone out, but keep an eye on the animatronics. Now, I've heard theories with Golden Freddy as being some fucked up government thing, or a hallucination. And while I will admit the hallucination theory does have credibility, the one with the government thing kind of has a lack of credibility due to the fact that A, your character gets fired for tampering with the animatronics, thus deleting the whole government theory. Although it could be a government cover-up, but I'm not going to get into that craziness in this video. This one is focusing on the whole what the F happened to the children. The children were killed. Simple as that. How they were killed? I'm not going to get onto that. I am going to think it's the phone guy. Like, the phone guy and the killer are probably one and the same. And my theory is that you are there. The animatronics, because they had facial recognition software, and somebody had tampered with the animatronics beforehand, before you got there, most likely after the bite of 87, or like right before the bite of 87, you're basically fucked from the beginning because the facial recognition software has been tampered with, so it doesn't know friend from foe. It's like, okay, you have this facial recognition software to protect the children. The children that have been getting kidnapped and killed. Do you not see where this is going? The phone guy leaves you recorded messages and disappears on the 4th night. Now, my theory for that is simply because either one of the animatronics or multiple caught on, like the children that were possessing them caught on and finally got revenge and killed the phone guy. Or it was staged and the phone guy's still out there. And the animatronics, because their facial recognition software is all fucked up from the phone guy tampering with it. Literally cannot tell friend from foe, and will go after the adults, aka you, the security guard, and you're basically fucked because of the previous security guard. So you have to try and stay alive even though you're not the killer. The phone guy is. Now, I know most people will point out and thinking, how is this possible? Well, if Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is the prequel-sequel, like I'm standing by that it is, basically it shows you the phone guy, what the phone guy did. The phone guy is quick to get that character to the day shift. Why, though? So the employee got wrongfully fired and arrested by the police. Now, this is just an in-game theory. This is not a, let me bring real-life events into it. No, this is just simple from the perspective of a creator point of view. Now, to make it even more interesting and more in-depth, the phone guy in the main game, you see the purple guy, he's wearing a badge. It's 8-bit, it's shitty quality, but he's wearing a badge, and you see a little thing in his hand that clearly is a phone, thus hinting at the former night guard, the phone guy, as we know him as. Now, who is this phone guy? There's no fucking clue what his name was. All we know, he was a former night guard. He probably tampered, or somebody most likely he tampered with the animatronics, and you found out, you tried to fix it, but you got fired because they thought you were tampering with the animatronics. That's a simple theory, and it does make sense, actually. Why do the animatronics go after you? Again, I've already explained that. The missing children are possessing the thing, and I've heard one video say 7, and those numbers are clearly wrong. It's 5 children that have gone missing, with, like, 1 death prior, I believe, which is explained with the marionette. Like, I think it's the marionette, like the crying thing is the marionette, I believe. But yeah, that's explained as the first victim of the phone guy from when it was Fazbear Diner. And it was under different owners. The phone guy probably didn't work there or yet, so phone guy wasn't associated with the company at the time. So the phone guy was easily able to kill the child, throw the child out to the back, as the phone guy's probably old as fuck. I'm gonna say somewhere in maybe his 40s or 50s around the time of Five Nights at Freddy's 1. This is due to the whole restaurant's been abandoned for like 20 years. You get Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which takes place slightly prior to the Bite of 87, as shown by the paychecks and the phone messaging of you being switched to the day shift, so you're probably the victim of the Bite of 87, or you were there as a witness to the Bite of 87. You tie into that Bite of 87, or your character does, in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. This is getting longer than I wanted it to be, so I'm going to have to break this into 2 parts. And this is part 1. To recap, we went over the fact that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is the prequel-sequel. The phone guy is the killer, and has been doing it for a long time. I'm going to explain more next video. The children their souls are there. I'm not sure how. I'm going to explain next video in my next theory with how long the phone guy's been killing. And you have the animatronics. Now, the 5th one, the Golden Freddy, there were 5 children. Or maybe the 5th got away. I'm not quite sure on that one, and it's difficult to I'll explain the Golden Freddy next video. So this is part 1. I hope I've done the game justice. The next one will be better, and I will be posting it right after this one. Okay, I'll see you all whenever. I hope you all had a happy holidays. Mwah. Ciao.